full of wonders, stories to be told. More on the move, documentary gold. From human interest to culture in every frame. Journey with us as we explore and proclaim. More on the move, where curiosity meets delight. With every episode, our hearts take flight. Exploring nature, information, and tourism too. Join us on this adventure just for you. Traveling across lands, experiencing life in the lips and bounds. Banishing all strife, let more on the move be your guide. To witness the world with eyes open wide.
Upon crossing the river, a colleague of mine observed something I have never experienced. And he says, you know, from this sand, something like...
These are tin and columbite here, and it's so obvious, it's so much here that you can see. If you turn the camera down, you see the shiny particles in this water at the coast of the river. It's a lot of tin and columbite. Just by the fetch of this sand, you will see the particles of tin and columbite here. I think these people are sitting on a gold mine.
And you said if at least a bucket, you know, of this sand
a bucket of processed sand of this sand will give you $1 million.
So this is the Taraba River, and this is where the state got its name from in 1991. And we can see that it is located right in the Gashaka Gumti National Park. And we can see that it transverses into the southern part of the state. And it also connects amazingly to River Niger and also to other parts of the country.
Back from the alluring and majestic views of the Gumti National Park, a relaxation point at the base of the mountains awaits.
Harsh days, sunny, rainy, it could be in the wilderness of the Gashaka Gumti National Park, which is said to be like twice the size of Lagos. Imagine coming back here in another peaceful environment to relax.
Just as we were about to set out, another interesting tourist, Zovi, has traveled hundreds of kilometers from Madagascar to France. Pedaling through the thick and thin of Africa, his cycling through Nigeria opens a new vista in his life.
It's a long time, it's 3 years I didn't see my family who is living in France. So I decided to go back to France, but by bicycle, to discover Africa, different culture, different way of living. So yeah, I'm on my way back to France in Nigeria now.
That must be very exciting.
Yeah, it's already 9 months I'm traveling. So I started my trip last December, and I crossed 12 countries. Nigeria is my 12th country. And now I'm continue. I want to cross Nigeria, then going to Benin, Togo, Ghana, and continue my way until Morocco, Spain, and France. And my goal is to reach France maybe in April or May next year.
How has your experience been?
Very good experience. Like, I enjoy so much Africa. The hospitality is very awesome, and I can see a lot of different way of living, different part of the country, different part of... traveling by bicycle is the best way to discover a country. So yeah, I enjoy it. I'm not feeling unsafe in Africa. I hope it's gonna continue in Nigeria. And yeah, I enjoy my trip.
So tell us your experience about Nigeria. At least you have been a year or two here.
Yeah, I just crossed the border 4 days ago. So I just have 4 days in Nigeria, so I don't know well for the moment Nigeria.
Town? Have you entered the...
Yeah, I was in Cameroon and I take the Kanyaka border, so close to Gembu, Kanyaka border, and go down to Guroje, and now I'm cycling to 30, so now I'm in 30.
and the surgeon to the peaks of the Mambilla began. So, with the experience of a lifetime in the park, we headed towards the Mambilla Hills. A gaze from afar could mean different locations to different people. But for me, if Mount Everest is African, then it must be the Mambilla. The drive was smooth, and before starting the climb, a stopover at a cocoa plantation. The harvest a testament to the richness of the land. We look under sunshine, a perfect place to suntan. But remember, the weather across the Mambilla could be as dramatic as the lead act in the theater. Before we say Jack, the rains were pouring. No wonder the vegetation stays green all year round. Guess the set of animals to have welcomed us. The monkeys, with salutations powered by their favorite mule. Banana, of course.
Let's go. Come. No, this one. Come here, monkey.
The waterfalls were uncountable, with some piped to serve.
We have beautiful waterfalls, we have beautiful mountains, you know, when you are coming up. There is, when you are coming up, you see the valley. If it is during dry season, you will see down the valley. But this is, we came during the rainy season, so we did not see down very well. And the hazy atmosphere you saw yesterday, it's something that it's always on the Mambilla Plateau.
Here we saw the pollination and the secret of the bee while collecting the condiments for honey. The story of the Mambilla may sound faultless, but it has a cut of its ugly side. We captured a scene. A bad portion of the road, slippery it was, and the impatience. So the clock ticks, and 3 days it was for the truck drivers.
Gaskiya an makale, hanyar bayi da kyau.
Za ka je gaba maka gani, in ka yi sa'a ka koma yau, in ba ka yi sa'a kai mai karamin mota ma sai ka yi sati.
Allah ya kyauta.
Looking up, another trucker passing through the beautiful atmosphere of the Mambilla. The case of the patient dog. Each side of your way, guava fruits. The wider your iris, thousands of hectares of ranches. Here, there is no perambulator. But for me, there is no restrictions to the drive for maximum utilization of the opportunity to unleash the hidden wonders of the Mambilla. Then we got to the highest point of the climb, where the weather behaves European in the winter.
Here is the coldest part of the Mambilla. It is said that sometimes it goes as low as 6 degrees Celsius. You can imagine how cold it is here.
Mambilla is one of the coolest part of Nigeria, where you don't have fridge, you don't have AC, you have the natural water that is there for people to take. So the weather of the Mambilla is accommodating to every human beings across the world. Because if you talk of the Western nature the countries, we have the weather in Sardauna Local Government in the Mambilla. So you will be happy to see the hues and the artificial forest that are formed by eucalyptus. You see one of the biggest cows across Nigeria are found there. So Mambilla is a land for one to come and see. It's an environment that you see the ecosystem is very, very attractive for every person. So we are homes of tourism in Taraba State.
So, when the weather is at it again, I jumped in front of the cameras, hinting the latest temperatures.
More than 2,000 meters above sea level is where we are so far at the peak of the Mambilla mountain. Imagine you using your hands to surf through the skies. It is awesome. But here we move once again. Come with me.
Looking over your shoulders, the contours of the road up the mountain like the snake on a mission. Driving further, the day began to give way until I decided to call it a day. With another sunrise, back on the road again. The eye-catching landscape in every direction until we reached Gembu, the headquarters of Sardauna Local Government Area. Unique is the manner in which the builders here maneuver through the high and low to build homes standing the test of time.
I may not be able to bring to you the history behind the adoption of the name Sardauna Local Government, which has its headquarters here in Gembu, Taraba State, but at least I'm able to put forward the beautiful landscape that this beautiful town has been able to add to the entity Nigeria.
Within the worlds of tourism, Nigeria has remained an attractive bride with her guardians doing much more to win her groom.
We created a brand Tour Nigeria, and this is what we have been doing over time, having partnerships with different agencies, both public and private, to see that we promote domestic tourism in Nigeria. It's all about showcasing the different cultural expressions we have in our culture, in our food, in our music, and promoting it such that Nigerians celebrate it, consume it, you know, instead of going abroad. Because we feel that domestic tourism, if it thrives, it will also increase international tourism. We at Tour Nigeria use the opportunities that digital technology has brought for us to be able to tell the story about the sites, about the culture, about the beauty and diversity of what we have, the tourism assets we have across Nigeria. And so that Nigerians will know. First of all, they have to know, they have to be told about it. And that's our focus, to promote all these assets in different ways through different digital platforms to encourage Nigerians to travel across Nigeria.
I want to say that it's highly, unfortunate that Nigerians, as a people, we are not doing ourselves any good. I can't come to you and tell you my mother's soup, for instance, is not delicious. No matter how it tastes, I will always want to give my mother cover. I wouldn't want to expose myself. So we have been encouraging Nigerians, from NTDA in such a manner that invite these people. For instance, in the area of insecurity, there is nowhere in the world that is completely peaceful. What we do, if you are coming into Nigeria, your safety is guaranteed. For what reason? Now, in some climes and what have you, like what we do in NTDC, if you are coming in through the National Travel Bureau, we profile you, we give you the necessary bagging, the necessary, security to these destinations. So, whatever you as a tourist, you can't just come in and begin to move to destinations like that. Once you are an official tourist, you are well registered, you are well profiled, and what have you, well, security is offered you.
So much is said to be done in winning the hands of suitors for Nigeria's tourism sites. But the question is whether the cosmetics have paid the price. For operators in the private sector, it's similar to a drop in the ocean.
Very difficult selling Nigeria as a destination. The pariah image Nigeria carries. Everyone that sees a Nigerian sees a fraudster, sees a scammer. Also, the negative reportage about security issues, banditry, Boko Haram. But unfortunately for us, when they come, they become an ambassador to the country. When they see the difference from what they have read or seen in the international media, they themselves go back and refer. We came up with a branding for the country, which we call Fascinating Nigeria before. We had the Heart of Africa during Frank Weke, Minister of Information then. Now we also have the Tour Nigeria brand. It's not being properly promoted. Nigeria is missing in most of the major travel trade shows. We only returned to World Travel Market last year. This year, hopefully, we will go. We are still dilly-dallying whether it will go or not. And then second missing link is the visa issue. A lot of tourists go through, shall I say, hell to get Nigerian visa to come here. Our embassies are not friendly at all. They put all sorts of stumbling blocks. Now, the visa on arrival is only for high net worth individuals, business people. If the visa on arrival can be extended to tourists and made affordable, because even the visa on arrival is expensive. Before you do visa on arrival for Nigeria, your biometric alone is $170. Before you talk of the visa fee, in some instances, visa fee is 150, 140, some instances 88. If you add that, you are crossing $300 already to get a visa on arrival. So these are the things that are hindering tourists to come here. Because we have competitor destinations. Instead of them to suffer themselves going through visa hassles, they easily go to Cotonou, Togo, Ghana. They get visa on arrival there. Do you get? And those people have similar products. Even though we have more offerings, but they have similar products and they market.
They can also stroll from
neighboring
countries to into Nigeria.
Exactly. So when you get to Cotonou border, to enter Nigeria is another problem. So we have to look at the immigration issues and marketing issues, because if you don't market, nobody knows what you have. So we have to market the destination as a cultural and conference capital. That's what our Tourism National Plan advised. Because the Abuja is designed to be the conference capital of West Africa. But as it is, Ghana is doing more conferences than we do. Okay? So, and Nigeria is the cultural cynosure. For crying out loud, more than 300 ethnic groups, more than 500 languages. So what are we waiting for? There is no destination in Africa that matches what we have as a cultural destination. It's a cultural colossus that we need to take advantage, leverage on to sell the destination. We're having, there's been an increase in tourist numbers coming through me. I don't know of other tour operators, but mostly also based on referrals. So it's been like that for a while. You look at the southwestern part, security-wise, because there is no security issues there. So Osun-Osogbo Grove has been very, very nice. A lot of them see that as the highlight of their tour, whenever we're on a tour, the Osun-Osogbo Grove. We've not been able to do Sukuru, which is the first UNESCO World Heritage Site because of the insecurity issues. But the southwestern part, most especially because of the things like the Shango, Obatala and the rest, the cultural aspect, because my specialty is cultural, historical and nature tours. And also Abuja, yeah, the capital city has also been because of the Gwari culture and the rest. The southeastern part, especially when you talk about the Midwest and Benin, for example, it has also been a unique selling point for us as a company. The southeastern part has been on demand, but again, insecurity issues and the issues of IPOB, ESN and the rest has not really given us the confidence to go there. And then when we talk about the northwestern part, the Kambari people, Dakalkari and the Dukawas, yeah, so it has been, in fact, that's where I started from. It is the one that drew a lot of people that have now gone back and with a lot of referrals. We always go camping with the Kambari people in between KB, Nanja and Zamfara. That's where they are.
What about the fishing festival there?
Yeah, the fishing festival, because it's not constant, they will do it this year, you don't get to see it again 3-4 years. It has been somehow politicized. So if it's something that can be done regularly, yes, of course we can sell it, because these tourists plan their holidays a year ahead, some 2 years ahead. As they are, they know where they will go next year, where they will go 2026, where they will go 2027. They plan it a year ahead. You cannot plan with a festival that does not have certainty. You know, it's not certain. So that's why we've not been able to sell it. The ones that we are selling now that have certainty is the Osun-Osogbo Festival, the Olojo Festival in Ife, and Odun Aje, the Aje Festival in Ife. Those they have been able to, and the Obatala Festival, they have been able to maintain constant dates.
Kakara, a local community, nests in one of Africa's biggest tea plantation with a warm embrace.
It's close to 700 hectares of tea plantation lying over here, and most of the picking of this tea is done manually by women who come around early morning here to pick it, and that makes it unique. Even the taste has become a tourist delight.
We have beautiful tea plantation, you know. When you are coming to the Mambilla Plateau, the first thing you experience is the tea. When you come to Kakara, you drink the tea. Yesterday, you tested the tea, you saw how it tastes. Somebody said that he has gone through like 47 countries in the world, and he has been taking tea, and he has not tasted the kind of taste he got here. He has not gotten it anywhere. So our tea is very rich. We have the green tea, we have the black tea. The green tea too is of 2 types, so it's very rich.
Here is the place where public entrepreneurship stands the test of time. The farm with the fastest hands picking the best of tea. For us, however, our hands have no picking skills, but sipping and savoring the taste. To ice the cake, the ethnic groups who inhabit this breathtaking geography came drumming out their cultural heritage. The costumes, the dance steps, all in a class of its own. And we said goodbye to an impeccable sightseeing with a drive of a lifetime and an appealing set of people within a wonderful sunset.
In a world full of wonders, stories to be told, Mo on the Move, documentary gold. From human interest to culture in every frame, journey with us as we explore and proclaim. Mo on the Move, where curiosity meets delight. With every episode, our hearts take flight, exploring nature, information, and tourism too. Join us on this adventure just for you.